Hello and welcome back with another informative video, and this time we are back with how does Britain mourn the death of a member of the royal family? Traditions and conventions, like many other aspects of the British royal family, dominate the painful moment of someone's death in this family. Mourning was announced following the death of Queen Elizabeth II on September 8, and will last for 7 days until the Queen's burial. In this video, we will explain you about the history of several customs that are done following the death of someone in the royal family of Britain, some of which are well known around the world. Before going through the several customs and traditions, please subscribe our YouTube channel, share the videos within your circle, and don't forget to hit the bell icon for our latest videos. Halfmast Flag. The first symbol of sorrow is the flying of the flag at half-mast on UK government and royal family properties. Half-mast the flag implies to lower it to 2/3 of the way down the flagpole. The origins of this custom are claimed to date back to the 17th century. Lowering the flag on the flagpole clears the area above, which is interpreted as an indication that there is also an invisible flag that symbolizes the death of a big figure above the visible flag. It is stated that the tradition of flying the flag half-mast began on ships to pay honor to the death of the captain or senior officer of the ship. The ship's crew used to convey this by flying the flag half-mast. It is worth noting that this tradition or regulation does not apply to the royal flag or the royal standard, that is, the flag that indicates the presence of a king or queen in a place or building. As a result, the royal flag is never flown at half-mast, because the kingdom lasts forever. When the Queen died, her eldest son, Charles, became King of the United Kingdom and was known as King Charles III. All flags in the United Kingdom, with the exception of the royal flag, will be flown at half-mast until 8 a.m. on the second day of the Queen's funeral. Flags were not flown at half-mast until one day, that was, September 10th, after the Queen's death, when King Charles's kingdom was legally declared. On September 10th, all flags in the United Kingdom were hoisted for several hours before being lowered to half-mast. Salute with guns. The gun salute is a custom linked with royal mourning. According to British military history, this practice began in the 15th century, when British naval warships used to fire their guns into the sea before arriving at a foreign port. The goal would have been to communicate to the porters that we are not going to fight and have surrendered our weapons. According to history, the Royal Navy used to give gun salutes on numerous occasions until 1730. But gun salutes were not officially necessary for the royal family and foreign heads of state until 1808. The laws governing how many gun salutes are given on which occasion are quite complicated, depending on where and when the salute is given. The British Board of Ordnance decreed in 1827 that a 41-gun salute would be legal if made from a royal park or Tower of London in London, but on other occasions and in specific locations, the number was improved to 62. Both gun salutes were fired upon the death of Queen Elizabeth II and the proclamation of King Charles's accession to the throne. On the second day of the Queen's death, September 9th, a 96-gun salute was fired in London's Hyde Park, when the Queen died at the age of 96. Ringing bells. The day after the Queen's death, bells rung in churches, chapels, and all cathedrals throughout the Church of England. The death of the Queen is one of the few times in British history when bells were silenced. Pads are placed on both ends of the bells in this approach to create the echo of the bell. The bells rung loudly later, when the announcement of King Charles's kingdom was supposed to be celebrated. According to the writings of a prominent monk from the past, the tradition of ringing bells in England existed as early as the 7th century CE. However, there is a special custom of ringing bells in Windsor Castle on the outskirts of London in honor of the royal family. During the Crimean War in 1856, a big bell from the Church of Apostle in Sevastopol was taken to the royal residence. Following the Queen's death, the bell was rung 96 times per day. The Queen's mother died in 2002, and the bell was previously rung. Notice outside the palace. Notices are placed outside the palace in London to inform the public of any big news concerning the royal family, such as the birth or death of a child. The paper on which this brief announcement is written is framed in wood. When a royal kid is born, this frame is placed on a high golden tripod in the courtyard inside the gate of Buckingham Palace. Nevertheless, when a royal child dies, this frame is exhibited on the gate. Notices were placed at the palace gate to notify the deaths of George VI in 1952 and George V in 1936. That's all. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe our channel. Like and share the videos and don't forget to hit the bell icon.